Timeout for Cleveland. Zach Plesac taking a no-hitter deep. As a matter of fact, into the 8th inning, everything was electric, and you couldn't find a member of that Mariners batting order to do any damage. And then finally things opened up.
I remember watching that game. I'm thinking the way he was throwing, I thought he was going to be able to complete that no-hitter.
J.P. Crawford broke it up with a single. Dylan Moore would later homer in that inning. And Zach Plesac, you know, it ties to something interesting because he put together two of the worst starts of his career back in late April against the White Sox twice. The White Sox in 2 consecutive starts, he was able to work 5 2/3 in 2 starts combined, and they hung 12. That's right, 12 runs on him. And he was hungry to piece it back together. As a matter of fact, after the start on April the 14th, when he went 2/3 of an inning, 7 runs or 7 hits, I should say, and 6 runs, he went back to work, looked at a lot of the metrics, the video, and hoped it would get better against the White Sox. All he did was pitch a little deeper, but gave up 6 more.
He's a high energy guy, so you have to try to get him in an uncomfortable position as far as starting to try to overthrow. That's how you get back in it.
One 1-0 the count to Drew Butera. Right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. You ever have a teammate work against a pitcher? My memory, it doesn't serve me of a guy that had such a short arm. I really am calling it the catcher's delivery.
Remember Kenny Hill used to have a short arm delivery.
It was a good one. Former Angel.
Former Angel. Montreal Expo. Texas Ranger.
Isn't that funny too? Because you think about all we're taught as pitchers, and use your leverage. Gubazar, you're a big guy. Use your leverage, right? He was a big guy.
Yeah.
And yet he short-armed the baseball.
Yeah. Yeah, you're always taught to get as much behind the baseball with that arm delivery. You're seeing a lot more pitchers, though. Lucas Giolito has really shortened up his arm delivery now. I remember even in high school how long his delivery was. Now he's shortened up. He brings it right out of the glove and up to his shoulder. Very similar to Plesac.
Three and 2 the count to Drew Butera.
Even if you look at Griffin Canning, he does a little bit of a short arm. Not quite like this, but very similar.
Butera puts it on the ground. Easing on in on a backhand, making the play. Rosario, Ahmed Rosario. 2 outs in the inning. All of us here in this ballpark, when we think of guys that were catchers turned pitchers that maybe use that similar delivery, we love our old friend Percy. You know, we think of a guy who had that delivery and learned how to throw and learned how to power his arm as a catcher.
Kenley Jansen, the same thing for the Dodgers. Former catcher.
Taylor Ward ready to roll down the line. Foul ball, though.
Boy, the way this is going for Shohei Ohtani, your Taylor Ward, get on base. Just get on base. One swing, you're right back in the game. "26 extra base hits this year for Shohei Ohtani. Although he has 40 strikeouts in 25 2/3 innings pitched.
I thought Jose and Ipe had a great interview with Ohtani last night. I think it's fun for the fans in house and those that hear the interview. Certainly for those of you watching on your device or on television, to listen to the words immediately after the game of Ohtani, not in a pregame Zoom, like a real life, real interview. We don't have those anymore. Won't miss Zoom. Won't miss it at all when it's gone. Looking forward to talking to players, you know,
yes.
Human beings. Won't miss it. Profile, it's that breaking ball, and if you're an opposing hitter, it's a dastardly breaking ball from Andrew Heaney. Last couple of years, it's a firm breaking ball as well. It's very high in velocity, and you can see there's not a ton of success against it.
And quite a few strikeouts with it. It's almost a combination of slider and curve, almost a slur, but most places will say it's a curveball.
Here's Austin Hedges. Upper tier of the strike zone. 0-1 the count to Austin. Kind of a different look than we're used to when we saw him, if you're local, at Chase Serra when he was a big star. We saw him as a Padre. He's let the flow go a little bit out the back of that helmet.
He's always been really, really good defensively. I mean, a elite plus defender behind the plate with a great throwing arm.
He's in the hole 0-2. Was in the hole 0-2 his first at bat. Couple of waste pitches, no interest there. Way out of the zone to Hedges. This year, right-handers getting on base at a 272 clip against Heaney. Left-handers 326. So he's had more success against guys from the right side of the plate.
Part of it is that pitch there. And he can run his fastball in that same part of the plate above the strike zone. When he gets it in the strike zone, that's when it becomes a little more hittable against him.
And he's like all of us that have ever pitched. He's just better statistically when he jumps ahead 0-1. It's dramatically better. Pulled a changeup, missed low, 3-2 the count. Andrew wrapping up his second time through the order. I think the hope for Joe Madden and the staff is to have him charged to his finish line tonight. That's not how you do it. Austin Hedges, the number 9 hitter, came in hitting 137, draws a walk. Jose Mota, we know it's been bad news certainly for the Angels with Mike Trout. But others are experiencing something very, very similar as well. We come back with conversation with Jose. It's not just some bumps in the road for the Halos. It's others as well. Heaney done.